Hello, Cedar Grove. My name is Carmelita Green. I have the privilege of sharing the holiday nugget, or the health nugget, with you this Sabbath. I bring you greetings from the Forest Hill Seventh-day Adventist Church here in Fort Worth, Texas, where Pastor Calvin Watkins II is the pastor and shepherd of our flock there. And so, as you can see on the screen here, we are talking about surviving the holidays without having extra pounds come along with it. So, we're just going to get right on into our little talk here. So, come January 1st, is this what we think about the scale? It's not our friend after the holidays most time. The average weight gain is just a pound. Sounds harmless, but the downside to that is we don't typically lose that pound. It stays with us. So we gain a pound this year, the next year we gain another pound, and the next year we gain another pound, and so on, and the pounds add up. So I want to share some information, some tools that you can use throughout the holiday to help you navigate the holiday season without gaining that extra pound. The first thing we want to do is we want to get our mental into it. We want to make some decisions. We want to make the decision not to gain weight. Sometimes we're not paying attention or we're not even conscious about how much we're eating throughout the holidays. So we want to be conscious about that. Along with that decision not to gain weight, we want to make the conscious decision not to overeat. It's so easy to do that because, there's treats being brought to the office. There workplace parties and things like that, along with the actual holiday meal. So we want to make that decision. We also want to make the decision to eat as healthy as possible during the holiday season. This does not mean that you have to eat low calorie, low fat throughout the whole holiday season. I encourage you to do that as much as possible there, but definitely eat as healthy as you can throughout the holidays. And then also, you want to take into consideration your activity level. How physically are you active currently? Not how physically active you plan on being come January 1st, but how physically active you are now. In order to maintain weight, the calories you take in have to be less or equal to the calories that you burn in your physical activity. So if you don't have a consistent exercise regimen when it comes to your holiday eating and you want to eat that extra piece of pie, don't do it. Just pass on the extra piece of pie. Let's say. So when we're thinking about overeating, we want to make sure that we remember the 20-minute rule because overeating is eating more than your stomach can hold. So it takes about 20 minutes for the stomach to get the message to the brain that it's full and to cut off the hunger cues. So if you are taking your time, eating your meal and not rushing, that's going to give, that's going to allow that time there for the communication to go from the stomach to the brain that, hey, we'll turn off the hunger cues so our human can stop eating. And so now here's a little tool that I want to share with you. I share this with my patients all the time. It is friendly. Everybody can use it, including those who have diabetes. It's the plate method. It's been out for a while. Um, a lot of health practitioners, a lot of dietitians, nutritionists use this, so you may have seen it before. You want to have, when you're eating, you want to have half of your plate non-starchy vegetables. Non-starchy vegetables are all vegetables with the exception of potatoes, corn, beans, and peas. Those are your starchy vegetables. So in one half of your plate, you want to have all non-starchy vegetables. One quarter of your plate, you want to have your protein, whether it's meat or it's your vegetarian meat substitute or meat alternative, just 1/4 of your plate, your protein, and then 1/4 of your plate, your carbohydrate of choice. If you use this plate method, you can be sure that you have correct portion sizes for each of your food groups, and you're not eating too much. With that being in mind, you also want to make sure that it is a 9-inch plate, because there are some really big plates and platters out there that we eat on. So this is a 9-inch plate that you will want to use. Okay, so we have the mental end. We're making our decisions. We're planning on being conscious about how much we're eating. We're not going to overeat, and we're going to use our plate method. So there's a couple of other tips that what I want to go through. You want to make sure that your meals are balanced, having your protein, your carbohydrate, and your vegetable. If you are using your plate method there, you can be sure that your meals are balanced. When you have your balanced meals, you feel fuller longer. It holds you longer. That helps cut down on the feeling of hunger in between meals that leads you to do unnecessary snacking there. All right. You also want to consider how many meals you're actually eating. It's helpful to define a meal as one full plate of food. Yeah, one full plate of food, including your dessert. That's one meal. So if you're at your holiday meal and you have eaten one full plate of food and you're thinking, let me go back for a second. Uh, take a quick thought. How many meals do I actually want to eat? Do I want to be in moderation or do I want to overeat? One full plate, including your dessert, that's one meal. All right. And then for the cooks, let me give you a little break here. Um, you don't have to make so many dishes for your holiday meals. A lot of food choices encourages overeating there. So instead of having 10 dishes, have 8, 7, then cut back a little, save some time. You'll be able to spend more time with your family and friends, fellowshipping instead of slaving over the stove and the oven. All right. So we have our tips in, we have our mental going. What are we going to do the day of the holiday meal? So we have the sample plan here. You want to start out with eating a breakfast. Doesn't have to be a huge breakfast, but you want to eat something for breakfast. This gets your metabolism going. If your holiday meal is going to be late in the evening, then you also want to eat a dessert. I mean, not a dessert, you want to eat a lunch there. So you definitely want to have your breakfast. If your holiday meal is late in the evening, you want to eat a lunch as well. Why? Because you don't want to go into your holiday meal starving or extra hungry. When you skip breakfast, when you skip lunch, you are super hungry when it gets to that meal, and then all of that planning, all of that deciding goes out the window, and you eat it all. You eat more than you want to eat, more than you intend to eat there. So if you make sure that you're eating breakfast, you make sure you're eating lunch, you have the regular hungry and not the hangry, as we have heard it called before, and you're able to consciously decide what you want to eat in your meal. When you get to your meal, survey the table. Look at all of the foods. That way you can plan what and choose what you want to eat. So that way, if there's something at the end of the table that you know you want to eat, there may be something in the middle of the table that you can skip that's not necessary. So you can go down to the end and get what you want there. So select your foods carefully to make sure that you're actually eating what you want to eat. And when you make those careful selections, you can have a healthy portions on your plate, a healthy amounts on your plate. And then step 4, we want you to enjoy the celebration. Pace yourself during your eating, spend time visiting, fellowshipping with family and friends. You'll eat less, you'll feel good about what you have eaten. And so that way, come January 1st, you don't have to approach the scale like this. You can feel confident stepping on the scale that you did not gain that pound. So I hope that I've given you some information that is helpful. I wish you a happy holiday season. Have fun and be blessed. Thank you for allowing me to share with you.